Yes.
Okay, so I'm recording and then boom, and we're on. We are on. So, welcome everybody. We're back. It's been a couple of weeks. It feels like longer.
It does.
And welcome to Relationship Real Talk with Dr. Harmony and myself, Andre Parody. We're going coast to coast. I'm in Los Angeles. She's on the East Coast, Georgia, right?
Georgia? Yes, Georgia
Georgia.
Peach.
And we're here to bring, I call it dripping on you guys, our experience, our knowledge, our um pers not per, it's not perspective. I think, well, maybe, but we're all about relationship dynamics and helping men and women come together and build a
Mhm.
beautiful, healthy, flowy, long-term satisfying relationships. Long-term
Yep.
satisfying relationship. We both have healthy relationships for many decades, both of us combined. And again, what's in the culture is confusing. What's in the culture is backwards. What's in the culture is against nature. Just going to say it straight up. And this, in the name of liberation and freedom and choice, we actually, things got much more complicated and people are more confused than happy. I see pain everywhere around me. Women are in
Mhm.
pain, men are in pain,
Mhm.
people are lonely, people don't understand. It should be better, equality, 50-50. It should all work better. And none of that works. None of
Right.
that works because nature is complementary, not equal. And when that becomes a belief that a man should be more like a woman and a woman should be like a man, now we have to flex into some give in that. But the idea of that is really, really what confuses everyone, and it's not working. So, Doc, introduce yourself, please, really quickly.
I am Dr. Harmony, and I'm with Healthy Energy Amazing Life, myhealshop.com, and the Queen's Garden. And I'm so honored to be here again, another episode with Andre. And we are just ready today. We just are just so excited about all our topic today about, the struggles that we kind of have quietly, which sound until they're not, right?
Right?
Poof, until they're disruptive, hence why we're here, right? And so they
Yes,
just kind of are lurking and quietly lurking between the struggles that both men have and both women have. And
absolutely.
obviously, Andre is a man and I'm a woman, so you get the best of both worlds here, and we're going to talk about that from both perspectives and
Right.
really share. And I think that the only other thing I would add is that our commitment, really, gosh, we've known each other for a few years now, haven't we?
Yeah,
And our commitment both is that um, a man and a woman both have a loving, long-term, fulfilling relationship that works for both of them at the same time. We're really shooting for win-wins, aren't we? We're shooting for a way of being that it's not happy wife, happy life, it's happy spouse, happy house.
both sides. Yes,
Amen.
again, absolutely. So, struggles, we're talking about struggles that we see in the
Hmm.
world. And
Oh,
so we're going to start with, on both sides, we're going to talk about men's struggles and women's struggle. Let's start with the very first. We have a really beautiful long list of struggles. Again, these are questions that come at me and us all the time. So,
yeah.
for the ladies, the common struggle in a relationship with men is often some version of I don't just want your presence, I want emotional connection.
Hmm. Hmm.
Presence, emotional connection, right? Uh
Right. But
Go
what
ahead,
is the
Doc.
opposite? No, what is the opposite? I think it's important to really
To do both?
portray the opposite or the
Yep.
connected one.
Yep.
What is the guy thinking at the same time?
So struggle for men, number one, on the very top, matching this first one for the ladies, is I want to feel respected and appreciated, not constantly corrected.
Oh my
Whew.
God.
Can you, I feel that in my teeth, you know what I mean? Like,
Amen.
so you want to
But
take
the
the latest,
irony, I just have to come out the gate with this because that's what
please.
I do, right?
Yes, that's what
Is
we
that
do.
we as women want emotional connection, but yet I hate, and I just caught myself. My husband and I had a disruption this week because I did exactly this. And I'm like, oh my God, I know better. He wants to feel respected and appreciated, not constantly corrected. And it was like, oh, babe, you're so great. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm so Queens, I'm just got it going on. And then I'm like, but.
Mm,
I mean, like when that word but comes out, but you
Ouch.
know, you could do this or you should try that. And then I'm just in the realm of I know it all. I know it all. And I mean, it is so totally, and I want to tell you how great the Queen's Garden is. And I'm not touting on it. It's the women in that group. I went into group and I said, y'all just going to have to hand it over to me. Y'all just going to have to hand it over to me. And they go, you are so in his business. They're like, you cannot control him. I mean, they were just up one side and down the other side. They're like, you're just treating him like a child. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe
Right in
but
the face. Right in the
yeah,
face.
I mean, I'm just, and I still took me a day and a half to calm down, right? And I
Mm.
was like, and here's the irony, Andre. It was so funny because one of my women, she said, it's just none of your business what he does. He's either
Oh,
going to be successful or not successful, and that is not your lesson to learn. And when I came to my
oof.
husband and we were both calm, he said the same thing. He goes, babe, you got to give me room. I mean, to go up or down,
Yep.
you know what I mean? And it's this micromanagement and it's this, and I just cried because you know why I cried,
Wow.
Andre? I'm going to tell you why I cried. Because I said, do you really think that I would want to say these things intentionally? I get immediately when these words leave my mouth, I'm breaking the emotional connection.
Mm,
Not
mm,
him, I am.
mm.
I'm breaking the emotional connection. I'm cutting my nose off to spite my face. So we're doing this as women, and we're really losing sight of how we got there, the
Hmm.
break from the emotional connection,
Yeah.
and how we're really called to be, how we're really called to be as women,
Mm.
right? And so I just want to take full responsibility for that. And I get that there's two sides to every story. Obviously, it
Of
takes two to
course.
tango. Oh, let's
Hello.
plug
Oh,
that, Andre.
so
Let's plug
my
that.
my TED talk that was just released about a month ago. If you want to see on TEDx Stamford, it's called "How the Argentine Tango
Hmm.
Models Healthy Relationships." So I use the metaphor of dancing, tango dancing, for teaching basically the dance of relationship between men and women. It's complementary, not equals. You can never dance with anybody if you think you're both trying to lead in equals. It's the intertwine, it's the yin yang, it's my strength with her strength together. Boom, we get to do the
Mhm.
dance and build the
Mhm.
life and the legacy. So, yes, thank you for the plug. It's beautiful. Uh, so from
Oh,
here,
tell me how
good.
how are men when I'm doing something like that as a woman,
Yeah.
and I don't do, I mean, like, it happens. Okay, so first of all, I'm not a perfect person. Thank you, for we all know that lesson, and I'm not going to be the perfect woman. But I think that really understanding what is going on with my husband when I'm doing that, what is going on with, his value or the way he feels about himself or the relationship, because I think it's pretty common women do this.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's common because, and when I describe it, I have compassion for even the reason why it happens. We find it very, very frustrating as men and
mhm,
insulting, really disrespectful, right? Just basically crush my heart is what you're doing. You don't know you're doing it because what disrespect us does not disrespect you. So that's a blind spot. So I could have compassion for that and hoping women are willing to like listen and learn this part, even though it's completely counterintuitive, like it can't relate. Um, but I want to say the reason why women do this, right, is primarily because you're feeling
mhm,
driven and being feeling driven throughout the day, back and forth. You feel good, you feel bad, you feel good, you feel bad, you're scared, you're uncomfortable. Like, what if this is going to happen? You question everything. What if, right? Part of being woman is what if. You're always looking
mhm,
for
mhm,
what could, like, how could things could go bad, right? And create a lack of safety, right? You have four layers of safety. A woman needs to be ultimately feminine, right? And so circumstances of life, what he's doing, what he's not doing, I'm not sure he's handling it. I'm not sure he's doing it right. Let me see. I don't think it looks like he's forgotten about this. Oh my God, is he really working on this? So is he gonna let that fall apart? Like it's like I keep right. So that kind of trying to alleviate a what if by like bringing it forward first. Right? Again, it's a reflex. I get it. I can have compassion for that. But what it does to the husband is disrespectful because again, I'm going to say it this way, you know, you're not going to like it, ladies, but again, understand we're here to enlighten. I'm not here to judge, be condescending, right? Point the finger, none of that. I'm on your side. Both of us are trying to alleviate
Sure.
the confusion. And sometimes it's not pretty because what we do to each other is not pretty because we have two different side of the coins. But like the concept of telling me what to do, taking my choice away from me is disrespectful.
Mm,
So unless I'm asking, this is again, ladies, you're not gonna like it, right? But if unless I ask for your help, right, you literally don't have the right to step on me and tell me
mhm,
what I should do, what would
mhm,
be better, right? To
mhm,
question me, to challenge me on
mhm,
things that um, I know some often you want to know, you know, what's happening because you're not telling me, right? As men, we're guilty of this. And again, something that we have to kind of manage for you ladies as well, right? We don't share our plans very much. We don't share, I
mhm.
have no need to share my plans, what's in my head with anybody, never mind my wife. But often she's like, I don't know if you know, we talked about this. Are you doing it? Is it happening? Are you putting energy to this? I don't see it happening. Now I'm getting scared because I don't see, right? So this is when the knee-jerk reaction of like telling me what to do, right? And coming after me for answers for safety as opposed to, you know, I know we talked about this and I know you handle this stuff typically really well. However, I'm not sure what's happening. It makes me very nervous. Would you please help me, you know, understand, bring me into the loop of what
Sure.
you're planning, right? Because I'm kind of like freaking out over here. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Well,
Okay.
what I did so far, and I'm still waiting for Jack to call, and from there we'll take the plan. But thank you, babe. It's very different of, you know, what the hell's going on? And, you
Right.
know, what's happening? And you have made the phone call, right? Did you follow through, right? So, I mean, like, you know, we need to get this done by the third. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm sitting over here, and all this is an attack, is how we receive that as an attack, right? You challenging me, the warrior. You challenge the warrior. You challenge the warrior, it's going to
Mhm,
happen.
mhm.
Now he's become the fighter and he's defending himself from you.
From you, right. That's what I'm saying. We cut our noses off to
That's the
spite our
disconnect.
face,
That's the
right?
disconnect. That's the disconnect. That's the
Right,
disconnect, right? That's what doesn't
right.
work, right? So
Yeah.
again, how do you approach him in a way that's respectful? That's something to learn. I mean, it's a big, I call it Manglish. I teach this. I have a document that I teach the ladies. And it's so counterintuitive that women will say stuff like, huh, that shouldn't bother him. I'm like, stop. Stop. You know, wired the same. It does
Right,
bother him. You take literally his guts out
right,
by questioning him, challenging him,
right.
you know, trying to change him, trying to make him adjust to whatever your comfort, trying to make him anything, trying to make him act right, interrupt him in
Mm,
anything, you're crushing his insides,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you make him feel like he's incapable, he's an idiot, he's a moron, he doesn't know what he's doing, which is the ultimate insult because we already have that inside us. We want to be great, we want to be amazing, we want to be good fathers, good businessmen, good providers, but we're not sure we could do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're questioning that I'm even doing a good job in the first place, all the way to being 50 years old, questioning if I'm capable.
Mm-hmm.
So when you challenge me and make me feel like you don't believe in me, you don't trust me, you feel I'm incapable, you take my heart and crush it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. On the other
Mm-hmm.
side, it's the same thing when we hurt your feelings. It kind of crushes you, but we don't understand how we're doing that. So the disconnect comes from disrespect,
Yeah.
right? And you'll feel us pull back and pull away because now you're taking my heart out. Right? And for ladies, the feeling of connection is expecting, and I'm going to say it again, is that the culture is telling women that men should act like women, and the connection that you need, you should just bring that naturally. That should be, he needs to change, he needs to adjust, he needs to do it my way, so I'm more comfortable. Again, being feeling driven, you want to be happy and comfortable. Again, that's a girlfriend. That's not your husband. That's not a man. Now we have to meet in the middle. My
Mm-hmm.
way, your way, completely different. Meet in the middle. That's the excuse me, that's the work. That's what I teach. That's what you teach. But to make each other wrong, which is in a culture, is what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay, your
Mm-hmm.
turn. I'm sorry.
Well, no, and I really want to really bring into the conversation. I mean, I'm in complete agreement, is that, really this stems from women are not emotionally connected to themselves and or to God. They've just lost that connection, that tether.
A
Um,
masculine woman,
right.
yes.
Because they're
In
trading
a
in
culture. Yeah.
a masculine trait. Oh, I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
boss this, a boss
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you
I don't
know,
need no
and
man.
that's not
Okay.
connected to themselves. That's not connected to the creation of who they are.
Straight
And
up.
so then as a result, they just are disconnected.
Yep.
And they're disconnected from their own hearts and their own heart's desires. And they're
Oof.
trying to we're trying to bully. And like I said, because of my past and the things I've been, I'm conscious of it. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a lifestyle, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't rear its ugly heads. And it comes from not understanding, our own fears, our own wounds, our own triggers. I know that we got a conversation that's going to be really tough coming up in the Queen's Garden about when women are, especially sexually promiscuous like men are, or behave like men in the
Mm,
bedroom, and
mm.
the damage that that does long term. Oh, let's not go down that rabbit hole at this moment. But, that's a real big
Ah,
wound. That's a real big trigger. That's a real big fear that women stay in. And so if I'm not understanding who I am and I'm not connected to myself, which is that deeper connection to God and my spirituality, well, then how can I expect another human being to understand, or even be connected to me when I'm all over like this?
yeah.
Y'all are just trying to keep up, and I'm like, I'm not. I
All of the,
don't even know what rules I'm playing by 99%. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, where the
Yep.
just I don't even have a playbook at this point.
Yep. And the simple way I put this whole equation is, to be masculine is to be in your head, to be feminine
Yeah,
is to be in your body and your
yeah,
heart.
yes,
Right? A natural feminine woman is connected to her body and her heart and connected to spirit naturally. This is factual. This is not my
right,
opinion. Right?
right.
Us men, because we're the warriors, we're tethered to the ground, we're fighters, we have to make sure everybody survives, have to be logical, linear, plan everything, plot everything, right? To kind of keep ourselves in check, be accountable. So to be masculine is to be in your head, to be feminine is to be in your body. We both
Mhm,
have both, but when women are raised in our culture to be in their heads, they lose connection to spirit, to their hearts, to God,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
And they become ice cold to us. You become
right.
an ice cube. Everything that's lovely, feminine, and warm about you disappear when you disconnect from your heart and go in your head. So men don't see you as women. Men see you as an ice cube who's, as in your head as we are. And in that, we
Mhm,
can't connect to you. You understand? Like
mhm,
this is disconnect. The yin yang is gone. You're manly. You act like men. You talk like men. You have sex like men. You have fun like blah
mhm,
blah blah blah. And men
mhm.
don't respect that. There's no because it's a lack of self-respect from the
Right.
feminine in that space for herself,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
So that's what's happening. So understanding, by the way, is because of your connection to spirit and God and being feminine, that is a magic. That's your superpower. Are you ready?
mhm,
Here goes.
mhm,
Because I live up here. I'm a man. I'm always up here. It's a prison. It's a trap. I can't get out of here very well.
mhm,
But put me in the
mhm,
presence of a feminine woman, right? To pull me out of my head and into my heart with her feminine warmth, energy, and invitation to be more
mhm,
human, to literally get out of here so I can
mhm,
hear. Because we have it too, but we don't live there. You do, if you're in the
mhm,
right spirit, right? So it's like to bring me out of my head into my heart where you like us the most. And that's the connection you're looking for. This is the topic of this conversation. The
mhm,
connection you're looking for is heart to heart. So head to head doesn't work. Head to heart, you have the possibility to bring me to my heart. This is where connection, feeling love, feeling seen and heard, having my presence, my attention. Do you understand that in the presence of a feminine woman, I can't think beyond, I'm just in the moment. You
right.
bring us present.
Right.
If you go on a date, I go on a date with my wife, right? But if you're on a date and dating anybody, when a woman is in her femininity, we can't think. We're just present. We enjoy
Mhm,
the juice of that. We enjoy the warmth of that. You know what I mean? We have
mhm,
conversations that are flowy. It's only after I drop her off or we break from the date, right? He gets in his car going, wow. She was lovely. Like we get our brains back, we go back in
right.
our heads, disconnected from the feminine. So you see the mad your superpower is your ability to bring us back into more presence, being in our bodies, literally present, and that's the connection. But if you can live in your head, understanding that I spent my whole life in my head and
Yeah.
wondering why you don't feel connected, and then on top of this, tell me what to do, tell me what not to do, right? Start bossing me around. nag me, right? Tell me I need to change.
Well,
Now
I have to tell you what I'm thinking because this is just what
bring
it's not
it.
even what I'm thinking. It's just totally in my heart. I'm just totally, people complain about their sex lives, and I really think that this is the whole crisis behind the sex life.
I
I mean, all I can think about when you're speaking, I'm like going, I mean, yes, you're married 24 years. Not every single time is going to be, uh, well,
Firework.
fireworks. I mean, but it can be. But anyways,
Yeah.
and no I mean, my husband and I have a wonderful love life. And so, but really in those moments where I am completely in my heart and where he is not feeling corrected or I mean, and where he is feeling genuinely respected and appreciated and there's no buts and there's just a full total and complete
Ooh.
acceptance and love. And I wish I could just if we could really explain how that feeling is. I know as a man you understand that falling or coming into the one, it's like I feel as if my husband is just melting, like melting and
Absolutely.
forging into me, with me, and coming home and being home, and that all of a sudden male and female become one. And I mean that it's beyond fireworks, it's galaxies, it's pixie dust,
Yeah.
it's gold shimmers through this universe, and it's like when this coming together and it comes in that moment of him being out of the head, but he can't get out of the head if I'm in the head. You see what I'm saying? Like if I'm in the head, I'm like, okay, sure, let's just get it done.
Let's roll.
And like that
Right.
doesn't work, right? And but that moment, what everybody really is seeking, my opinion, what everybody is really looking for, that love, that real deep adoration, that it just is practical adoring worship. And so when we're just really in that coming together, male and female, one and one, becoming one, interdependent, locked in,
Boom.
isn't that
Boom.
just, I mean, it's
That's the
so
juice.
magical.
That's
It's
the
the
juice.
juice,
That's
it's
the freaking
mystical.
juice.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And then
And
the
everything else
connection,
disappears.
literally.
Everything else disappears. Insecurities disappear. Jealousy, just all these negative thoughts and things, it
Yeah.
just all disappears. So I would just really encourage women, before you want a love life, you want to be seduced. And I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up. Do
Bring
you
it.
know that the Bible encourages women to seduce men, seduce their man, and not the other way around?
Yeah.
People have missed it. Pachoom! Right? But like, I mean, what man doesn't love that? That is the ultimate in appreciation and respect when the woman is like, "Hey, babe."
Right.
Right? I mean, I have your favorite dress. I have your favorite lingerie. I have
Yeah.
your favorite meal. My husband yesterday had a rough day. And I was bound and determined. I'm like, it's a rough day. And even though we weren't 100% on good terms yet,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm like, I'm gonna wear his favorite dress. I'm gonna attempt to make his favorite meal, which I only got a B on, but I tried. I
All right.
tried.
Yay for effort.
And you know what? That put us back to 100.
Mm,
That put us back to
mm,
100.
mm.
And we were able to make love and we were able to come back together and be one because of that appreciation, that respect for his gallant attempt. He's out there in the heat, he's out there in the rain, he's out there just hammering after it.
Mm.
What does he want to come to home to? I don't think so. I
Right.
don't think so. And so women complain. I don't have a good
Yep.
love life. Hmm. Are you doing your
Hmm.
part? Are you dressing your part? Are you?
Are you ready? Well,
Yes.
when he deserves it,
Oh,
I'll
please.
do
Oh,
my
because
part.
and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I mean, first, like what I said earlier, nobody's perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect woman. Have I told you about the doghouse story?
No.
Okay.
Please tell me the
Could,
doghouse story.
could you imagine, Andre? You're gonna love this one. Could you imagine? You know how women go, "Oh, he's in the doghouse. He didn't do this." It's so insulting, isn't
That's
it?
so like a
It's
child, like a
it's so
child
insulting. It's degrading. It is
punished.
it's just horrible. Could you imagine? Could you see CNN headline news, Fox News, if a man had the audacity to say, "I put my wife in the doghouse
No.
because she didn't
Oh
do the
yeah.
dishes. I put my wife in the doghouse because she didn't give it up this week. I
Yeah.
put my wife in the doghouse." Are you kidding me?
Okay.
We would never tolerate that, but yet we dish it out.
Absolutely.
Isn't
Absolutely.
that horrible? I just think
Ah,
that horrible. And I would love for you to really, really let women know how that really affects a man, especially with the loving, the physical affection, the ador. Why would a man want to return any of that? Be kind when a woman, I put my man at the doghouse. What?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But again, women, again, I'm going to explain it back to anthropology, being driven by feelings. When feeling not good for whatever reason, right? And he's the reason why I don't feel good. He's not this, he's not that enough. He needs to do more of this. He needs to stop farting in front of my mom, whatever the hell, stupid shit. Some of the women do some really. My sister divorced her husband because he wouldn't quit smoking. I'm like, how
Mm,
stupid are you? You have three kids.
right,
How about you mind your own business? You could ask him not to smoke in front of the kids. You could ask him to
right,
smoke outside, but
correct,
you don't get to mother him
right.
and then
That's
divorce him
crazy. Are
because
you kidding me?
she
That was
actually
like,
did that.
oh
Absolutely. And
wow.
you divorce him because he won't listen to you. Where to go, mom?
Mm, mm,
And the guy was a nice guy and he could never stand for himself. And so, but I mean, so the idea of like, this doesn't make me feel good coming
mm,
from the feminine, so he has to change it.
mm,
I don't feel
mm,
good about this. He has to change it. I don't like the way he does it. He has to change it. I need more of this, so he needs to change it, right? So that
mhm.
ridiculous need that is all I call it the center of the universe syndrome. Ladies, the whole world does not revolve around you. I know your feelings kind
Amen.
of drive you completely, but you have to use your logic a little bit, right?
Mhm.
So your feelings are valid and absolutely valid, except you don't
Mhm.
get to drive the world crazy because you need to feel good all the time. That's
Mhm.
unrealistic. That's childish. That's like that's called shitty teenagers, right? There's a reason why we don't like teenagers because they're all about themselves. They're selfish and stupid and self-centered. Right. But if you're going to act like this as a woman, thinking, he needs to change, I'll put out when he deserves it. I'll have appreciate for him when he does something right, right, or he does it my way. Like this is exactly what shooting yourself in the foot looks like,
Mhm.
right? You can have feelings, but you can invite him to change, to adjust his behavior so you feel good about it, but you don't get to mother him, tell him what to do, hold back, use sex as a weapon or appreciation as a weapon, right? To make him act right. This is exactly mothering a man, which is the ultimate disrespect. And then you wonder why he's not attentive. You wonder why he stops trying. You wonder why he doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
Mhm.
You wonder why he's more interested in the
Right.
computer or the TV than even have a conversation with you. Because again, he's going to get told he's doing something wrong. Like
Right.
it's so ladies, okay, I understand there's a genetic makeup here. Your feelings drive you. I get it, right? But you
Mhm.
have to meet me somewhere in the middle, right? We're too heady. We need to get back in our hearts to connect with you. If you're too demanding, commanding, and decide that your feelings drive primarily everything first, it's your happiness or the whole world is miserable, that is ridiculous. Right. So yeah, calibrate yourself, do your work, right? And understand the world's not surround revolving around you.
Right.
Sorry.
And I really want you to give us some language. I think that we're nailing it on the head, but the solution lies in women learning how to speak their husbands into their future best
Oof.
self. Right? Like instead of, yes, obviously respect and appreciation, there is a way to present a thought or an idea without a but. But you should do this.
Right.
But you speaking how, because I know you teach Manglish and I know you teach women
Yep.
how to speak, right? And it's just super, super helpful, especially when there's conflict. So speaking our husbands, our men into
Mm.
their future best self, especially when there's when every disagreement, is
Yeah.
tending to feel like abandonment, when every silence we're taking it personal. All this we created, but where is and the other thing we have to as women stop demanding that our husbands be our savior. Like they're only God's that, right? And so, but we really put this undue burden on men. I don't know. I'm mixing too many topics in because there's like
Mm.
two, how we just, oh, because then we get to blame you. That's what it is. Because then we get to blame you, right? So
Ta-da.
how do we give us those pieces? How do we get to speak our husbands into their future so that he is trusting my consultation. He is wanting to hear my opinion, that he is wanting to, be my hero, not my savior, my hero,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Do you see
yes.
where I'm going with this?
No, no,
I
completely.
really,
I just wrote it down, hero, right? So you
oh, you
understand.
did.
I just wrote it down. It's just speaking, hero. So what it looks like for us, man, we want to be your heroes. This is something we're
Yes,
born with. Little
yes.
boys, watch little boys trying to be the heroes of their mothers. Right? Like this is like it's in there, right? So we want to be heroes, we want to be the good guys, we want to provide, protect, we want to be blah 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
right? But again, with that disrespect or not understanding disrespect, right? What I see is the ladies, something happens, she didn't like it, she's mad at him, right? But won't say anything. Now he has no
Mm-hmm.
idea something went wrong because she decided not to say anything because she didn't want to start a fight. Okay, cool. Even if it's a little offense, right? She goes like, and then, and then she forgets about it. She's like, yeah, I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want to start a fight. Because you don't know how to bring shit up, excuse my French, without
Right,
starting a fight. Because you
right,
start a fight by putting your finger in his face,
right.
correcting him, mothering him, right? Wanting something different, demanding. You understand? I'm going to say it's going to sound ridiculous, but you'll get it. You understand, if you don't understand masculinity, here's pretty in a nutshell what doesn't work. Have you noticed, right, that you can't even ask a guy for correction or for anything? The moment you ask, you get less of it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, yeah,
Ask for more, better, different, anything. I
yeah.
want you to spend more time with us.
Right,
I need you to be more
right,
attentive. I need
right.
you to like, blah, like make more plans for us to, right? The moment you
Yeah, but
ask
it's
for,
the but real quick. It's like, oh, I appreciate that you spent time with us, but could you do it for
well,
10 minutes more?
we typically don't get the even but. We get the, I think this is like that, right? So the idea of you ask for more, different, better, anything from a man. It lands as a demand and a command. That is
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful. This is mothering. This is again my mother telling me to do how to do it, and we get instantly shut down. So
Mm-hmm.
women like the more I just ask him for whatever, and I get less. What a jerk! No,
Mm-hmm.
he's a man. You have to understand masculinity. You cannot control, drive, direct a man. When you
Right.
take his choice away from him, he resists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you don't tell him anything. You don't ask directly. You don't like kind of, trying to correct him with your finger in his face. Don't
Mm-hmm.
mother him because that's usually what happens, right? How about you invite him? Right? Don't go after him. Don't lean into him. Pull back and invite him to adjust for your comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Invite him to do it a bit differently because it doesn't really work for you. Invite him to see your side of it. The hero gets then triggered that way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell him, don't push, don't nag, don't lean, don't try to force. Invite. It looks something like this. You ready?
I am.
Babe, do you have a second? Right? You have to make
Yeah.
an appointment. Second, I thank you for so much for all you do. You work so hard. I really appreciate the way you go out there to take care of me and the kids. You know,
Amen.
I'm the luckiest woman in the world, right? Appreciate him. Third, and I know your work is important to you because you take care of us. However, you spend so much time at work. Often we're left feeling behind. The kids do. I do as well. And we miss you so much. It's starting to feel for me that you care more about your work than us. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really kind of hurtful at this point because I'm starting to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
So how about maybe you take a look at your schedule? Maybe you could make a space in the week for me, for us, maybe um, just a little bit more because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comfortable and I'm not happy and I actually kind of like I feel neglected. And I know you're
Mm-hmm.
providing. I love that. I appreciate that. But this is what happens to me, and then you finish it up with, I call it put a bow on it. You have to ask a question for him to respond. Because if you don't put a bow on it or ask the last question, he may just look at you, think about it, but you'll wonder if it happened. But so what do you think about what I'm asking? That
Oh,
requires
yeah.
an answer.
Right.
Right? And he goes, well, I'm working. I know, you're working really hard. I love that. Thank you. But, for the rest of us, like, the kids start thinking you don't love them. And I'm starting to feel like you like your work better than us. And I know that's not true, but I'm starting to believe that. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you could just like, money's not important. We have everything. You could chill out, but just like who's going to think about it, right? That's an invitation for him to adjust something for her comfort, for the kids, for the right. It's a
Mhm.
very simple example, but it works beautifully as opposed to,
Mhm.
I'm sick of this. All you do is work. All you do is work. Even on the weekend, I never see you. The kids are like, missing you. I'm left with them the whole time. So I'm the one who's supposed to entertain them, right? You're the dad, so I need you to stop working so much, right? This is really ridiculous. Like that's what women typically do.
Right.
And you get to get a bomb blown up in your face, right? Because
Yep.
the idea that men want to kill themselves is just for the fun of killing themselves is ridiculous, right?
Yep.
Often we get stuck in duty so much that we do go too far. But it's my duty to make sure we survive, right? So we get overcalibrated in that warrior thing. Invite me back on this
Mhm.
side for all of
Mhm.
us, right? And it's good for me, it's good for you, it's good for the kids, it's good. Uh, that's the English I'm talking about. It's not
Mhm.
commanding, it's an invitation. Ah,
I agree, and I'm glad. I always my husband will get a little might get a defensive at times, and I go, babe, I'm not looking for an answer. I just want you to consider it and
ta-da.
let me know what you think. And invariably, I can't even think of one time where it just didn't happen. Like it just
That
didn't
never backfire.
happen.
That never
Right.
backfires.
I'm sitting here as I'm listening to you, I'm like, and I can't even think of an example
Yep.
yet. I still, on occasion, resort to the bull in the china store methodology, which just does not work at
Right.
all,
Right.
right?
Because you could be mad, you could be uncomfortable, you could be angry, but
Sure.
approach them that way. See what happens.
Yeah, but I think the
It
whole,
won't.
so many women complain about their men working, which is just an that's, okay, anyways, whoop, your man's working, yay.
That's
And,
it's supposed to work. That's the least you could do, right? It's a bare
right.
minimum. That's what women say. Well, there you go.
Right, I feel like and the complaint anyways.
All right.
So, but, there is something to missing, in the quality time, and I always, say to, in the Queen's Garden, I'm like, "What is he coming home to?" Like, is he coming home
Amen.
to lingerie and a cocktail in your hand, or is he
Whew.
coming home to, a dirty home and,
Yeah.
kids screaming, and if
Yep.
you can't discipline your children and you you can't manage your household, I don't know what school you should go to. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
And it's
What
none of it.
I don't even know what to
It's
say.
not
It's not
that
that
hard.
difficult. You're
It's
the one in
not that
charge, not
hard.
the 2-year-old. You're the
Well,
one in charge, not the
and
5-year-old.
I'll give you a little example that my wife that we never had the conversation. Somehow she knew how to do this naturally. Incredible.
Right.
When I had my other business, I worked 12-hour days. I left the house at 7 a.m. I came home
Mm,
7 p.m.
right.
Right. We had two little kids. Right. I come home. It was an avalanche of craziness, my
Yeah,
business.
it's a lot.
Right. So I'd come home, right, and I walk in the house dirty because it was a body shop, right? Dirty, like all
Mm,
that stuff. So I had to change my clothes. They kind of reframe being human on some level. But what she'd do without, I remember thinking, gosh, she's amazing. I can't, like, she would, like, instead of throwing the kids in my arms, they go, okay, your turn, right? And kind of knocking me on
right.
my butt with, like, here. Do you know what I mean? I've been with them all day.
Mhm.
She would literally, she would take him both and would push him in one of the bedrooms, like my son's bedroom where all the toys were, right?
Sure.
And she'd close the door and let daddy come home.
Right.
Literally, like, so
Transition.
transition, right?
Right.
So, and I'm
Right.
like, so I don't have to perform, I don't have to, I just pull the plug, change my clothes, kind of, it
Mhm.
takes about 30 minutes, right? Kind of maybe get something in the fridge just real quick before dinner,
Sure.
right? Kind of turn on the TV. It's 30 minutes maximum, right? And I could hear him play, right? And I'd
Oh,
kind of turn off the TV and I'd go, knock, 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 open the door. Daddy's home. Daddy, 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 daddy,
ah,
daddy, daddy. Right? And all of a sudden, like, I'm available. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to be daddy. I changed. I transition. Right. But she knew how to do this naturally. And I hear
sure.
men complain all the time. My wife throws the kids at me. I still have the briefcase in my hand. Can I land for 1 second before you throw it at
Mhm.
me?
Mhm.
Again, not understanding transition. And I got to talk about respect. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
amazing,
Yep.
and
Well, and
all.
that goes back to us cutting our nose off to spite our face again because we're not understanding the dynamics and the whole, like we talked about, like we said with our introduction, we're committed to loving long-term fulfilling relationships that work for both of us. And the woman's job is to manage the relationship, not the man, not be the man's mother, not tell him what to do, not, but to
Oof.
create an environment such that we both thrive.
Right.
And I love women are like so babyish nowadays. I mean, they're like, it's so hard. And I mean, they're just whiny.
It's not that
And it's
hard.
not,
It's
it's
not
like
that hard.
everybody has their challenges,
Yeah.
and we were created in such a way to be able to bear those burdens. Women have been doing this for thousands upon thousands of years. Now we have more conveniences in our life, and we can't manage two children in our household. I mean, there's
Right.
a problem. I
Right.
mean, there's a serious problem when you can't man it. You've got a dishwasher, you've got a wash machine, you've got a dryer. So many people have nannies and maids. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just insane that they can't. I'm just at a complete loss
It's
over
still
it.
not good enough. It's still not good enough.
Right. But no, and it goes back to that lack of that disconnection with themselves.
So,
I think that women are really selling themselves short, and they're just trying to be these couch potatoes, and they think that that is,
uh,
you're not a real queen.
you're not a princess. You're not a
You're
princess.
not the
Yeah.
queen of England, right?
Yeah.
So and who wants that job? Whew, not me. So, I mean, but do you see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like a
It's
very interesting dichotomy. Nothing is
complete.
satisfying to them because they're not satisfied with themselves. They're not
Right.
satisfied with themselves because they're not in servant leadership. They're not in service to God. They're not in
Yeah.
service to themselves. And they have lost a complete disconnection between themselves, between their
Spirit.
God, which means they can't even bring that to the household
Right.
anymore, into
Well,
their homes with their children and with their husbands. And then they wonder why he doesn't want to come home. Well, maybe he's working 10 extra hours a week because I don't know. He doesn't want to come home to your nagging, to your
yep.
screaming, to your unappreciation. And I do think that a lot of men work extra hours because they're like, oh,
Fact, fact, fact.
right.
Because they get respect at work for they do,
Yep.
and from
Yep.
everybody, and they get
Yep.
no respect at home.
Yep.
So they'll stay where the men will stay where they get respected, and this is where
Yep.
the danger of the secretary who thinks he's amazing
That's
because of the
right.
work that he does when he comes home, and she's like, "Oh, it's you." You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like seriously. So I think women, what's happening is the idea of go girl, boss babe, and entitled,
Oh,
and you're entitled to everything, entitled
right.
to everything. Again, center of the universe syndrome is ridiculous. But the fact is, we both have different needs. And I
Right.
simply say, it's very simple. You take care of his needs, he's going to take care of all your needs.
Yep.
They're two
Yep.
different sets of needs completely.
Hmm.
And that's the magic. It's not all about you. And until he meets all your needs, that you're gonna then act right, or like a lady, like a woman, like a wife.
Right.
No, it's we both have responsibilities within that,
Yep.
and we don't battle this. We talk about it. We negotiate. We meet in the middle on some level, right? But what he needs is different than what you need. So if you need
Hmm.
safety, which you do, if you need connection, which you do, right? If you need to um, like feeling cherished and love and knowing that he is all in all, right? Because men, when they pick a woman, typically we're done, right? We're done.
Hmm.
Like when we find the woman, it's over,
Right.
right? But for you ladies, like, well, maybe I could do better. I'm just gonna say it's in there, right?
Oh
So
yeah, we'll talk about that one day. That's
yeah,
built into our
seriously.
genetics from
So
day one.
but if you're going to constantly, emasculate him, you're going to try to correct him, you're going to constantly mother him, you disrespect him, you don't even know you're doing it, but you'll see by
Hmm.
his action, you'll see him disconnect,
Yep.
right? And then all the love, affection, attention, and safety that you need is leaving, and now you get mad at him for doing it. It takes two
Hmm.
to tango. Takes two to
Hmm.
tango, ladies. So you
Hmm.
need to, if you're smart people point the finger themselves. What am
Hey.
I doing
Yep.
here? How am I contributing to this disconnect? How am I
Hmm.
point the finger at you instead of finger across from you?
Yep.
Right. And that's what smart people actually understand. Like if
Hmm.
you take responsibility for right and you don't understand it, then that's on you. So it's
No,
not that hard, but
it's
that's
not. But it is hard because women are not used to, in this day and age,
accountability.
how well do I understand myself?
Right.
And it goes to every single time the women in my class, somebody is just digging her heels and going, why do I have to change? Why do I have to change? And I'm like, well, how's that working for you, what you're doing?
Hmm.
You know, and okay, you don't want to answer that question. How's it working for your children?
Oh man,
You know, and when they step out, every single woman who has dug her heels in that said, okay, I'll try it your way. I'll try it for 12 weeks. They're serving more generously, they're speaking more wisely, they receive correction, and they're encouraging others. And when they do that, they discover who they
They
are.
are.
And when they discover who they are, they can come from a place that has a foundation versus this, sucking the life out of their man and demanding that their man do. And I mean, it's just kind of insanity.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and then they actually, when they come from that place of knowing who they are and being and loving themselves, then they are able to be generous, be respectful, be appreciated without any buts,
Voilà.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Beautiful.
just
Beautiful.
open. And then
Again,
I think that's when we get the love, we get the
yeah.
physical
The
affection, we get
love,
the
the attention, the
adoration. Yes,
safety, the connection that you're looking
yes.
for is that connection comes from him being appreciated, right,
Hmm.
and seen for who he is. And so we're both in appreciation, by the way. When you appreciate a man, he feels respected. When you appreciate a woman, she
Hmm.
feels cherished. Again, we're two different beasts, right? But the magic is not that complicated.
It's
So
not.
we could do this all day long. Darling, whew, another good one. So if anybody really comment below, ask us questions, right? Give us ideas of things we want to hear and talk
Absolutely.
about. You could find me at projectequinox.net, and you could book an appointment if you want to talk one-on-one. No pressure, right? If you're curious and why you're stuck, and you understand
Yeah.
that you and I, and then they know how to get a hold of you as well. You just mentioned it earlier. Do you want to do it again?
Yeah, the queensgarden.com, and that 12-week class is coming up starting August 25th. And we're really going to talk about that transformation of your inner self so that you can have
Yeah.
that loving, long-term, fulfilling relationship that works for both of you.
We love it. So we're both up to the same thing, helping
Yep.
you attain and sustain healthy long-term relationships. It's easier than you think. It's just the culture has got you on your ear, thinking that the new normal is better. It's not. It's good, but for yourselves, right? So again, I want to say it, but smart people
I
do.
have to end with this, the best joke
Bring it,
ever.
bring
So
it.
Josh Howerton, he was saying, how do you find, if you're married, how do you get a good mentor? How do you figure it out? And of course I want to go, see us. But anyways, but he goes, the 20-year-old on Instagram is not the wisest choice.
Amen.
Right. Right.
Right. The
So choose wisely, people. Here we are. We're here. Andre's been doing this 30 years. I've been doing this for 20 years. So that's 50 years combined. So,
Yeah,
we're just
we
here for
might have
you
some good
guys.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Another topic, another adventure, another more dripping on you guys for your understanding. Dripping, dripping, dripping. And so with that, you're amazing.
Oh, you're amazing. So, all right. See you soon.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
All right, hold on. I'm going to go on YouTube to turn it off.
Yeah, every time you try that, it doesn't work.
Hold on.
Technology.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Do, 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 do. As I say, well, it was still on the air, I believe.
We are. I'm chewing gum on the
Yeah.
air. Oh my
I
gosh.
saw it. Oh my goodness. What an insult. Huh. Hold on. Oh no, I can't get my screen back. Oh, wait. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Ho. Ah, there it is. Cool. I did it.
Good.
Okay, let me get you back. It's ridiculous. Okay.
I'm here.
Ah, that was good. 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 You and I.
We're
Thank
so
you,
good.
God. Thank you,
Yep.
God.
Thank you. Thank
It's a
you.
good.
Yes.
No, but your wisdom, because you've been there and back, and I can't tell you. I told you this many times already. Like I've had many attempts at finding somebody to co-host,
Oh. No, I
and I
just
ended
think
up.
it's perfect timing. I'm so grateful. I love your words. I love your language. I love your
Mm,
explanations, your masculinity. So I think it's just so, I love that I feel comfortable to be vulnerable and just kind of share. And I know you're going to be able to morph that into a solution that works
Mm.
for people. And that's what I'm grateful for. You can take that
And I
and
think
just,
we also model the yin yang, masculine and
yeah.
feminine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You pull at me, I
Mm-hmm.
go blah like this. And you go, well, say more about that, blah, there. Kind of, you see what I mean? It's a dance. It's a fucking
Yes,
dance. All of it's a
it
dance.
is.
So
It
you could
is.
try, we could do this all day long. Darling,
Yes.
so we have some good topics for quite a while.
Okay,
So
good. Thank you
fully
so
busy.
much. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
So I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
And I'll keep you updated. I'm going to call that fella about the other platform and see
Yeah,
what.
please. We have to figure this out. I'm completely overwhelmed every time I tried.
I
Just
get
saying.
it. I know. I know.
So yes, we know
All
what
right.
happens and we'll figure it out.
All right. Well,
Thank
you
you.
have a wonderful weekend.